Yeah.
Let us. Would you like to beat a dead horse?
Sure.
Not really. I want to talk about this Olympic debacle again. We haven't been watching the Olympics.
Unfortunately. I really want to.
We're kind of boycotting. We don't want to tune into those people who carried that filth. We don't want to expose ourselves to those advertisers. Whatever, right or wrong, we just don't like what happened.
We have to stand
You have to put
on
your
our principles.
Put your damn foot down sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you really do.
Yep.
There's right and there's wrong, and this was wrong. So here's the funny thing. Let's revisit this. So most of you know. Some of you say, man, I don't care. Why do you care? Well, don't care somewhere else. That's fine. Okay, don't care. I get it. So what happened was there was an opening ceremony to the Olympics in which they decided, the organizers and the creators of this decided, that Pavarotti stuff and Celine Dion and the French orchestra and the beautiful, inspiring stuff that conjures up the imagery of champions and triumph and all, we don't need that. Let's do something disgusting and distasteful, blasphemous, whatever.
They knew
they were pushing buttons. They were pushing buttons. They knew it. Shame on you, Paris.
And they were ready.
Yeah, and they were ready with a response.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's my theory. So what they're saying now is, all of you ignorant people. This is. We see it now. We know the playbook. We know the rules for radicals. The bullshit. We're tired of it, and this is a turning point. I'm telling you, people, the worm is turning, and it's not going to be pretty. But this is that time in history when we say enough is enough. The veil is down. We see what you people are doing. We know your playbook. Right? So what they did was they did something debauched. They said, let's get these guys, okay, you got an obese transvestite, or she's not a transvestite. She claims she's a lesbian, well, whatever. She's multi-purpose human. And then there's the drag queens, whatever you want to call them, transvestites, drag queens, what have you. And children or a child right there in the mix. And there's a guy with his jewels hanging out. He's kind of like in a silk sack. You can see his genitalia hanging out of his shorts. This is not stuff for families. And it's not right for the whole world to have to be subjected to this parade of indecency.
You're not expecting something like that. Like, it doesn't make any sense to do.
Precisely. And what we were just saying, getting back to what we were saying, was they were at the ready. So all the Christians and just decent folk came forward and said, that is just too much. That's disgusting. We don't need to see that. And that's blasphemy. That's the Last Supper. And they held their powder, and they were like listening to all the complaints, and then they were like, aha, after I didn't hear this for like a week. Aha, you ignorant buffoons. This is not the Last Supper. This is the Feast of Dionysus. Who cares?
What?
Who cares? In terms of blasphemy, it would in that case it wouldn't be blasphemous. But I was going to say the left. The far left. They're so arrogant now with the erudite bullshit. We're more educated than Christians, and religious people are ignorant. That's what they say. Yeah. And we are not religious people. We have. Well, that is a discussion for another time, perhaps. But my wife and I are just not religious people. We're not into organized religion. We've seen a lot of harm from religion over the centuries, millennia, and we just are not big fans. We love people. We love people who are religious. We have family who are religious. I had family in the clergy that spent their entire lives as nuns,
whatever they want to
priests. But here's the thing:
they're all good people too.
The left thinks they're so much smarter, and they rebuke good people in this country, like the salt of the earth people. They say you're ignorant because you're not schooled like we are. You didn't go to Harvard. You didn't go to Yale. You didn't go to Princeton. I didn't go to the 8th grade, but I'm smarter than a lot of those people because it's common sense. We forget the importance of I sound like I'm on a soapbox right now. We forget
attention, people.
The importance of common sense and common decency. Those have somehow been lost. And so these overeducated, arrogant elites will tell you you're ignorant because you're not educated like we are. See, you didn't know the difference between the Feast of Dionysus and the Last Supper by Leonardo da Vinci. You probably thought it was DiCaprio, you know? This is how they operate. I don't care if you went to Harvard or Princeton or Yale or Tulane and you're extremely intelligent and extremely educated. I'm impressed. That's fine. That's great. But be a decent human being, right? So that's where we are now. They're saying, oh, well, we win because all the ignoramuses don't know art.
Well, what was all the other dark, weird...
It was just a bunch of...
weird stuff.
I'm telling you, here's what I think. I was going to say my theory. My theory is that they knew that people were going to say that this is a blasphemy with the Last Supper. They were blaspheming Jesus and the apostles, and I think they knew that.
They definitely knew that.
But they kind of mixed it up, you know, like a montage. Maybe Dionysus, maybe some of the figures from the Last Supper. It definitely looked like Apollo. What they call Apollo looked like the Christ figure at the center of the table at the Last Supper. But certainly the character Dionysus with his genitalia hanging and all that, he didn't look like he belonged there. But who cares what it was? It was grotesque. It was a display of sexuality and bestiality.
Yeah, there was no.
You can't say because there was this Baroque painting, right, by this Dutch artist. I'm ignorant. I didn't go to art school, yet I'm an artist. I can paint paintings, right? I'm a simple man, but
no,
you can't say because there was this Baroque painting with satyrs in it and all that, and half naked bodies back then, hundreds of years ago or millennia ago, that why isn't it good now? Why is it? Because it's the Olympics. Because there are children watching.
Because we're not having the pagan
ritual
ceremony. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, and this is not a painting. It's an actual event for the whole world. So I don't know. It's irritating.
I mean, when they were brainstorming for that, I don't know how they ended up with.
I know what they were doing. They were saying, let's push this gay agenda. People, be gay. Be gay and be proud to be gay. I don't want to go to a pride event. I don't appreciate that. We have in North Hollywood, right?
Yeah.
Or no, West Hollywood, California.
Hollywood, yeah.
I find it to be debauched. I find it to be quite debauched. I find it to be. If I were gay, I would not take part in that because I would be with the way my mind works. I'm a logical person, and I would be saying, so are we gay or are we oversexed? Are they one and the same? Why? Okay, I get you. We should be proud and out of the closet, but why do we have to put on a sexual parade?
Yeah.
And I'm not attacking gay people. I'm attacking those people. Just like in any group, you got your good and your bad. You got your people that stir up the trouble and the problems and make everybody mad. Yeah. If I were gay, I would say, let's not make gayness all about sex because that's what's causing the problem.
Yeah.
And if you keep pushing, we've got all these rights. We've got literally hundreds of rights handed down by the courts, right? Maybe like somebody was saying earlier, you can't get married in some states, but you certainly have all these rights, right? Why keep pushing? Because eventually people are going to push back.
Yeah.
People don't want to see their children groomed for sex.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, kids should be able to be kids and not have to experience all this crap.
Yeah, and like you said, it's dark.
It's so dark.
There are dark forces at work when you have to purvey that kind of sexual overtone, or message.
Yeah, I don't get it.
There's a lot of people that don't get it. And what was this girl, actress?
O'Jillian?
No, Cameron.
Oh, yeah.
Kirk Cameron's wife.
I think it might have been his
regrettably, I
sister.
can't remember her name, but she came out and spoke her piece. She's very Christian, and she was like, "This is disgusting. It's a mockery. How dare you mock?" And my thing is, they're cowards. The left-wing liberals are cowards. Why didn't they attack the Islam? The reason they didn't attack Islam is because they're fearful. Was it Charlie Hebdo, or the cartoon artist or editor that got his head cut off because he made fun of Muhammad,
Yeah.
the Prophet Muhammad? But they're cowards.
Well, I mean, yeah.
You know, so they just want to stir the
That's a good deterrent.
business. But so regardless of whether it was the Last Supper or the Feast of Dionysus, don't put that darkness,
It doesn't
sexuality.
matter.
It doesn't matter. It's inappropriate. It's what they wanted. They wanted to get the buzz. And I'm sorry, I was talking about this young actress, and she raised hell about it. And then another actress that she did was they had a show together. It was that show. What was the Kirk Cameron show?
I don't know.
It doesn't matter, but there's just these Hollywood people. So this other actress came out 2 days later and basically kind of gave her a jab and said, you know, who cares what they did? You know, I applaud these transsexuals or drag queens doing what they want and expressing themselves. And those who call it the Last Supper, just, she said, tell me you don't know anything about art history without telling me you don't know anything about art history. Whatever stupid saying that these people like to say.
Yeah.
Tell me you're not a racist without telling me you're a racist, and so on and so forth. It's tiresome. So she's calling people who don't like this ignorant bumpkins. Again, middle America, people that aren't educated at these Ivy League universities are somehow stupid because you're not overeducated left-wing liberals. You were educated at Tulane, good university. But
Yep, but I did not study art. There are so many things that those people that think they know everything don't know
yes,
that we know.
yeah.
Yeah, so.
That primitive people living in jungles hunting rabbits know.
Yes.
Are there rabbits in jungles?
I don't know.
That primitive people might know.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
There's another discussion for another time. Simple, uneducated, more primitive people versus Ivy League, overeducated, elite people.
Who's the happiest?
Who's the happiest? When I was poor, I was talking to someone in the comments about that. He was saying how it's depressing to be poor, and you know, he was basically saying, you guys are living the rich life, and you know, here I am poor, and I'm looking at this, and I'm sad and jealous. No, that's not the way it is. I mean, that's the way it is if you believe that.
I mean, it does suck to not have money.
It does.
Yeah.
But it was, I make the point that I think I was sometimes a lot happier when I was poor, because I appreciated, that might sound cliche, but I appreciated the simple things. The simple things were all I had, you know, the sunsets and chasing snakes and in the woods and playing in the rivers and on the lakes.
We always had fun stuff to do.
Yeah, you experienced the same thing, even though you had means. You liked the simple stuff.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't really have means.
Yeah.
But
So there you go. So
more means than you, but.
So being there's educated. Listen up, you lefties. There's educated. There's education, and then there's intelligence. Intelligence is innate in a being. It's innate. It is innate in all beings. There are different levels of intelligence. You can enhance your intelligence with education, certainly. I didn't go that route, and I made my way.
Well, you study stuff every day, so you enhance your intelligence that way.
But only, you know, a fool will call an uneducated man a fool and ignorant because of his lack of education. And that fool is sometimes overeducated. All right, we've said enough about that. Share your thoughts with us about this whole Olympic debacle. It changes daily, but we wanted to just to talk to you about our theory of how these lunatic leftists who created this knew what the reaction was going to be.
Oh, God.
And they knew, it was very calculated and cunning. They knew people were going to say, these ignoramuses are going to think it's a little, watch, they're going to think it's the Last Supper because they don't know any Last Supper, because they don't know art history. Who cares?
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
So you put your nuts right there, okay, hang your penis like that, and then, okay, let's get the little kid right here and let's drive him crazy. No, thank you. All right. Well,
All right.
we thank you for watching. Again, share your comments below and let us know what you think or your observations, where you stand, whether you hate us or love us. Just share your thoughts.
Just love us.
And be sure to subscribe if you
We
haven't.
love you.
And give the video a thumbs up. Thank you. Bye.